Welcome back to another episode of AI Champions. I'm Steve Strum. I have a distinct opportunity to have a cool conversation with Christian Perry today from Undetectable AI. Thank you for joining us today, sir. I really appreciate you taking some time to spend with us on our show.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on, Steve.
We were talking, and some of this is my own personal universe. I have a bunch of kiddos, four of them, and one of them is in your world, all day long engineer brain. And this area of technological development is fascinating. We are sitting on the precipice of what I would consider, and what many people considered economically, as a fourth industrial revolution. You had the obvious industrial revolution, the advent of the steam engine, right? Then you had the next industrial revolution, which was the advent of the assembly line, right? Henry Ford had some really cool ideas. Back when I was very young, we had the advent of this thing called a computer. And now we are in this fourth revolution of our way of life with the introduction of AI. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing in this new and ever-changing workspace for your customers and clients.
Absolutely. And I actually think it's going to be bigger than all four of those things. And especially because of just how quickly it's going to happen and go down. And we're seeing that. And part of how our company even popped up is specifically around how quickly things are evolving. And legacy companies really don't know what to do about it. And what do I mean by that is Google, Amazon, YouTube are all starting to crack down on AI generated content just because of the sheer amount of content that people are able to generate so quickly. And because of that, they have to try and filter out and weed out spam and, reduce server load. So, how much content's being pushed onto there. And so we're kind of in a weird spot right now in the market where you're allowed to, and there's all of these tools to create great AI generated content, and especially for small businesses to be able to go and use these AI tools to kind of have the same resources that someone much larger would be able to hire humans to do. But at the same time, the distribution platforms, email providers, et cetera, are going, there's just too much content being generated. And so they're using something called AI detection to start cracking down on AI generated content. So for emails, putting AI generated content in the email spam box, Google's starting to kind of deplatform or not put at the top of search results, so websites that have too much AI generated content. And what Undetectable does is kind of gives that back to, or our goal is to give that back to small businesses by making content undetectable and essentially allow them to use AI and not face the negative ramifications that come with using these great tools.
So it's not like you're helping people circumvent the rules. You're just observing all of the rule set. And I love how you refer to Google as a legacy company. Sir, I've been around long enough that I define myself as BG. I lived before Google. You are correct. Google, and just probably is a great example, is such a massive tool that the information of anything ever in the history of ever is at our fingertips in a nanosecond, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And then you've got the Meta, the Alphabets, you got all these other tools and resources out there. So you're helping your clients, just for the people that are watching this, going, what the heck is an AI and why do I need it? It's not necessarily that you're doing something that's bad or that they're doing that's wrong. You're just creating and crafting these tools and resources to be used on those platforms that would be acceptable on those platforms to push them to the highest or even to be present in that algorithm. So you're not doing anything wrong. You're just helping them to fit into the funnel that's changing on the big guys in order for their story to be told. Is that a fair way to say that?
That is a fair way. So we are augmenting human work in making AI more human is how I would put that briefly.
Okay. So let me ask you a question as we wrap up then. So why does a customer need AI? Like, so the guy that's watching this, that's like a construction worker, right? He or she could absolutely benefit from this. But if the person was sitting here next to me and said, well, what is this AI thing? Why do I need it? And why do I need undetectable AI? What would your answer be?
So, for instance, even things like grammar checkers that you go and use while writing an email, while writing something that you're eventually going to send to somebody, those flag as AI because at the end of the day, what are they? They are AIs. And so if you're even not using something like ChatGPT, which is one of the, really popular models being used right now, if you're just writing your own content but using a grammar checker, and these systems that are meant to prevent AI content from going through, they're able to detect that. And so your email might not go through to your client. Your email might not go through to a family member that you're reaching out to because it's being flagged by these systems. And so Undetectable AI goes and rewrites that content and ensures that you're going to be able to put that out on social media or send it to your client, your employer, or your family member.
That is fascinating. So for everybody who's watching this, AI is not just like a fake Steve sitting here pretending to be real that's not really real. Obviously, that's a part of AI. But the AI that's getting flagged now are things as simple and mundane as now how spell check works. That is fascinating.
Correct.
Yeah, I could go on for hours about this one, man. What we're going to do is I'm going to put your website on our website, which is thedailynewsnetwork.com, so everybody can come check you out. But what a really cool story. I appreciate you taking some time to spend with us. And for those that are watching this, yeah, AI it's not just a fake Steve anymore. It's literally spell check, and a company like Christian's at Undetectable AI can help you get through those barriers that are probably evolving as fast as AI. We'll be back with another episode. Christian, thank you so much for joining us today. Guys, if you like this episode, share this episode. Check him out on thedailynewsnetwork.com, and remember to always live with gratitude.